No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Season 1, Danuma. Season 2, Charitavaliya. Season 3,
Very good afternoon and welcome to the CRNFC grounds as we bring you live coverage on thepapare.com from the Nippon Paints Rugby League 2023-24. CRNFC taking on Havelock's. The Mathis Trophy is at stake. This will be one of the legs of that trophy game which is awarded on aggregate. But more than even the Mathis Trophy, this is a fight for second place in the table as far as it stands right now, with a lot at stake. This is a clash that could have a lot of permutations for the top of the table and how that turns out at the end of the league when we celebrate who will win the 2023-24 Nippon Paints Rugby League. You're watching thepapare.com and you're also live on Dialog Television as we bring you pictures from Longdon Place. It's a hot, humid afternoon here. It seems that we oscillate between heavy rain and really bright sunshine and humidity. But here is the ground that is known as the home of rugby here in Sri Lanka, the equivalent of Lords to the game of rugby in Colombo. And joining me in the commentary box is Ranjika. Ranjika, good afternoon. It's going to be a clash for the ages.
Yes, good afternoon, Shana. Good afternoon to everyone who has joined us live on this coverage. Yes, like you mentioned, a lot at stake for both the teams in this encounter. Not just traditional and the history behind it, the current state and the current tournament standings, especially CRNFC coming here as the unbeaten side along with Kandy, who will be playing their game at Valsara today. So a lot will be at stake for Havelock as well, having lost only one game, and a disappointing end at Nittavala last week. They would have fancied their chances to get the better of Kandy from a long time, but unfortunately they couldn't pull through. But they'll be hoping to clear an upset today at Longdon Place.
Certainly will, and that weather will probably result in some running rugby. A max of 29 Celsius is what the weather card says, but it feels a lot hotter out here in the real feel. Mostly sunny. I think we can expect the weather to stay pretty good for most of this game as we pan out over the CRNFC team warming up in their end of the ground. That's the far end of the ground from where we sat, and on the right hand side of your screen, Coach Dushant Leuke just putting his charges through the final moments before they are ready to kick off this game. So it's interesting to watch. Havelocks have been playing a lot of running rugby along the backs. We'll come to that in a bit as we look at the points table. At the moment, Kandy, of course, sitting pretty at the top of that table. 5 games won, 5 games played, 5 games won, and of course the 5 bonus points. CRNFC are the same in terms of played and won column, but they have 1 less bonus point, which means that they're in second place. And Havelocks have actually lost 2 games, which means that they will really need to fight for their lives in this one. They'll need the bonus point as well against his opposition. In the top 4 at the moment, Havelocks along with CHNFC, Police, Air Force trying to really muddle their way into that number 4 position. Army and Navy, I think, will have been relegated to 7 and 8 position, Ranjika, but still a lot to play for at the top.
Indeed, the top 4 is yet to be confirmed for sure. The game is still on, and especially like you mentioned, Havelock Sports Club having lost that game against CH in a mud-filled park grounds a couple of weeks back, and the defeat last week have hampered their chances of finishing at the top, but still they would fancy to finish in the top 4 and go to the super round.
Here's Tenukanane Akara, who will be on show today with the leading point scorer title. For the moment, Hirusha Netmina has been going great guns across the road for CHNFC, and another man who will be on show today, Samuel Madhuanta, also within touching distance of Tenukanane Akara. So a healthy competition for the highest point scorer at the top of that table there. Ashan Bandara with 38 points for Army, and Tharinder Atwata with 33 points for Kandy, but that's because they'd rather score tries than kick points, isn't it, Ranjika?
True, very true. And I think Madhuanta will have a point to prove today because he had a off game against Kandy, missed a couple of kicks, and that proved costly for Havelocks at the end, so he'll be hoping to change it around. As we look at the top strike scorers, Lasu Karunatilaka at the top, sharing the top spot with Lasant Kumar and Ashan Bandara, 2 soldiers at the top. Nice to see both of them. And also then we have Prasant Madhusanka from CH with 4 tries, and Hiranta Pereira also switching to Police Sports Club with 4 tries for him.
It's interesting to see so many of the forwards among the top try scorers, and that's the man who will be in the center of attention for sure. Samuel Madhuanta played most of his rugby, of course, up in Kandy for St. Anthony's College, and then moved down to CH, and then made the trek across town to Havelock Sports Club, where he finds himself now. Forwards coach Danushka Boteju at the back, former CRNFC and Sri Lanka player himself, and he will be coming back to very familiar territory. And a few old boys in this heavy squad as well, playing against their old club, Ranchika. We'll talk more about that when we see the team cards. But it's a young Havelock side, and even though they lost that game in terrible conditions to CHNFC, they have really been playing well for a team that's just come together under a new coach, Salia Kumara, as well. So all it is not lost for them for sure.
Definitely a lot of potential in their side, a young captain, and several young players, especially several players who have come just out of school, fresh out of school, and a lot to prove, but I think they have started well, and hopefully today they'll bring their A game and cause an upset here.
Lots to look forward to as we come back after the commercial break on ThePapare.com.
Protect your home from harmful bacteria. Nippon Paint Medifresh, a powerful combination of silver and zinc ions. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
Hot and spicy fun by Rugby Karanga. We take a remake Karanga Winna. Hada with the vowel I am give me a fashion Karanga. Fun Turana Kotumi Kiki Karanga. Prima Kotumi, fun tamai.
Introducing NeosPay, a fun way to make payments from your Neos app. For the fun of paying, hashtag NeosPaid.
for 6. Big bombs. Myers and a go. Richardson knocks him over.
You in the big league.
Celebration. He is fired up.
Big leagues now.
Magnificent catch.
You in the big leagues now.
Taken.
Big leagues now.
Heroic. He gets all of it.
The biggest bash of T20 cricket is here. KFC Big Bash League 2023.
Contenders, 1 champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog TV Channel 126, Dialog ViU app and ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Introducing NeosPay, a fun way to make payments from your Neos app. For the fun of paying, #NeosPaid. Introducing NeosPay, a fun way to make payments from your Neos app. For the fun of paying, #NeosPaid.
Club Rugby is back on the Papare. Eight contenders, 1 champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog TV Channel 126, Dialog ViU app and ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Smashed him for 6. Big bombs. Myers and a go. Richardson knocks him over.
You in the big league.
Celebration. He is fired up.
Big leagues now.
Magnificent catch.
You in the big leagues now.
Taken.
Big leagues now.
Heroic. He gets all of it.
The biggest bash of T20 cricket is here. KFC Big Bash League 2023.
Hey, have you heard about Z?
ZZ. We KYC.
Easy.
Mobile banking. Crazy.
Education loans and salary advances.
Amazing. Introducing the Digital Youth Account. NDBZ. NDBZ from NDB Bank. The future is banking on us.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles. Original equipment manufacturer approved, Nax Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
Hot and spicy fun by Brigadi Marakaranga. Beat a remake Karanga Tavinda. Havelock Bawalayan, give me a fashion Karanga. Fun Turana, Kotumi Kiki Karanga. Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. The history maker of sport. Innovative, incomparable, unleashing an experience. The Papare TV. Now exclusively on Dialog TV channel #126, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
Smashed him for 6. Richardson knocks him over. Magnificent catch. Folk. He gets all of it.
KFC Big Bash League 2023.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Season 1 Danuma, Season 2 Charitavaliya, Season 3 Krida Viplava.
Very good afternoon and welcome back to live coverage of this Nippon Paints Rugby League derby game between Havelocks and CRNFC. CRNFC at home today in the red shirts and Havelocks in their traditional pink and chocolate will be joining the Longdon Place Club to provide what we hope will be 80 minutes of absolute entertainment. You're live on ThePapare.com for the Mathis Trophy. In the first legs here, Havelocks have 2 losses under their belt. They'll make sure they want to hand CR their first loss for the season. CRNFC, of course, will be desperate to go in unbeaten when they have Kandy to play in a week's time. So that's going to be an important quest for them. But it's a hot afternoon, as you were saying, just before we went into the commercials. And let's see how that impacts this game, especially in the last 15 minutes, Ranjika.
Yes, indeed. And it's a good crowding as well, Shanaka. We were discussing open gates for this big clash, which is a good choice from the host CRNFC, inviting the crowds to come in and show support to these big clubs. And a big game, as you have mentioned, right throughout. A lot at stake. As we look at the Havelock side, Shayan Silva, Asmir Fajuddin, the skipper, Faiz Abdullah, Ganidu Veerasinghe, Shayan Dias, Senal Silva, Udara Lakshan, Janidu Fernando at number 8, Rifan Mohammed, scrum half, Sandesh Jayavikrama, number 10, Randita Varnapura, the winger, Mushin Falil, experienced lad in the club rugby segment. Then we have Sudesh Jayavikrama, the younger brother of Sandesh Jayavikrama, and the young DS, former DS skipper Dinupa Seniviratne, and the fullback Samuel Madhuwanta.
Interesting to see Asmir Fajuddin, Musin Falil, Ganidu Veerasinghe, all players who have played here at CRNFC before, so they will definitely be having a little bit of an added motivation against their old club, that's for sure. Look for Senal Silva as option at the back of that line-out. Ganidu Veerasinghe, probably the most underrated line-out forward in the country at the moment. Randita Varnapura, also a former an ex-CRNFC player, and Dinupa Seniviratne scored a try last week against Kandy, so he's in decent form, and Samuel Madhuwanta will be looking to contribute with the boot. Athukarala Dilail, I will bring you the bench in a moment. Here's the CRNFC team. Seruna Pereira had a good game last week. Amit Gunasinghe starts in the hooker position. Ashan Darling alongside him. Navin Marasinghe moves from 8 to the second row alongside Soiru Anthony, the captain. Adisha Viratunga back after a couple of weeks of injury. It'll be interesting to see how he goes. Ravin De Silva has been good at number 7. Lasandu Ishan Karunatilaka will be looking to do some damage with his ball carries against his old club. And Kamindu De Costa, the former captain. Tenuka Naniakara starts at 10 this week. Iranga Aryapala preferred on the wing for Manilka Ruberu to take that centre spot. Randy Silva on the outside. Gamunu Chetia also returns from injury. And Murshid Zubair, or Dore as he is known to his mates, will pick up the last line of defence. Koda Goda Jaya, Varnakala Surya, Seniviratne Srivakum, Kalane Goda, Amarnath and Tharindu for number 40, Chatura Seniviratne back in the lineup for CRNFC. Ranjika, you can see how seriously they're taking that upcoming Kandy game.
Indeed, Chatura Seneviratne returning to the club rugby scene after a long layoff. Behind to, he'll be pretty sure that he'll be involved in the match as the game progresses. And like we were saying, it is very hot and humid. Players will tire out. It's not going to be easy, but both teams pretty sure that they are pumped up for this encounter. And it's going to be great guns here at Longdon Place.
Great move from SIA President Tikri Ellepolo to make sure that the gates are open for the schoolboys to come in and indeed for families to come in, because if you're bringing your two kids for a game, it can cost you a pretty penny these days, and it's nice to see that the crowds have taken up that invitation and turned up at the grounds. Ravin Alexander will be the man with the whistle, and Gihan Yatavara, the experienced Gihan Yatavara, and Jivaka Fonseca will be his two assistants. Nice to see the grandstand behind the goalposts filled as well. That's where we're bringing you our commentaries from, and this should be an outstanding game of rugby if the personnel on the field, the grudge battle, the history between these two teams, and the chance of a championship for Siaran FC are all to be considered. But coming back to that Chatura Seneviratne situation, Ranjika, it's important that the inclusion of Chatura Seneviratne doesn't bring down the morale of the players who have been playing for the last few weeks, and make sure that they are not overshadowed, as it were. We'll talk more about that when he comes in off the bench, as he's sure to do. Sanjay Chavikrama gets us underway, and Adisha Viratunga immediately takes the long kickoff. Siaran FC will be looking to try and find some control. A little bit of pressure on Kavindu Di Costa immediately, so he opts not to kick. Good thinking from the experienced scrum half, trying to get a little bit more angle. So he's trying to move infield, asking his forwards to come into the field of play. They go a long way back to Tanukanane Akkara, who eventually boots the ball into touch.
Straight on the recorder's desk, the location. Good clearance kick under pressure from Tanukanane Akkara. So you are straight away put under slight bit of pressure from the Heavy's defense. And as we saw in the warm-ups as well, like you mentioned, Shanaka Heavy's doing those quick drills, play a quick game today, hopefully to catch CR by surprise.
This is one area where Heavies will be superior in their lineouts. Fajuddin to Ganidu Lakshan, and immediately into the game is the other Janindu. Takes it in midfield, but Havelock's its static ball for them. Here's Samuel Madhuwanta immediately into the line, runs straight through Kavindu Di Costa, who brings him down eventually. Here's Rifan. Here's Lakshan. Plenty of possession now and continuity in the early stages now for Havelocks, as Rifan looks for it, finds it and gives it to his fly half, Senal. Turns his back, and then that's a big bump up from Sudesh Chavikrama, the younger of the Chavikrama brothers, showing his real power. Madhuwanta in a first receiver position. He's played fly half for many years, so that will not be unfamiliar for him. Long ball from Sudesh Chavikrama. Looking to run Havelocks, so the intent is clear. We talked about the warm-ups, Ranjika. Heavies are looking to run this CR team ragged.
Yes, Dinup unfortunately ran out of room in the location. But clear to see the plan from Havelocks using those decoy runners as well. I think this will be their game plan. Probably they'll have to, if they are to stick to it, Shanaka, I think they'll have to score soon, because it's not going to be easy in this weather to keep running the ball.
No, keeping this game up is going to be difficult for them if they're going to play at this pace. But look for Siaran FC to kick a little bit more for territory. But first they've got to win their line out, which they don't do. So a little bit of nervousness in that first line out for sure. Rifan. Shehan Silva is the first man up. Here's Jayavikrama now. To Musin Falil. Musin to the other Jayavikrama. Straight over the top. It's a long ball for Randita Varnapur, who comes back. He's taken nicely by Gamunu Chetia. Here's some space now. Fajuddin. Madhuwanta at first receiver again. Sorry, that was Senal Udara Lakshan. Rifan now working the short side. Attempted grubber from Sudesh Chavikrama, but It's touched, so everyone's onside. Rifan now at first receiver. Here's the big prop forward, Shahan Silva. He's probably been told over last week that he shouldn't pass the ball, Shahan. And here's Randita Varnapura. He's got space on the outside. Good work from Havelocks now. Nice barge and good defense from Ravin. Here's Rifan with some good quick ball. Here's Udara. Didn't have an option. Soiru Anthony brings him down. And Rifan with some nice quick ball again. Jaya Vikrama. Shehan Dias. Nice little offload. Mushin Falil rescues an untidy ball. Referee Ravin Alexander saying that the ball was out. So Lashindu Ishan was quite within his rights to come through.
Yes, good phase of play from Havelocks, I believe, from that line-out steal from Ganidhu Veerasinghe. You mentioned about him, and underrated second rower in the club rugby scene this season. He has done well for Havelocks, winning that first line-out, and here once again a chance for them. Probably win it this time too. That's a fumble from CR. Knock on, says the referee. So early pressure from Havelocks, especially in the lineouts. That's one key aspect that they dominate throughout.
Yes, this is going to be a real problem because Havelocks are one of the few teams, Ranjika, on this club circuit who have two genuine line-out options. Ganidhu Veerasinghe coming back, and of course they have Shehan Dias, who is an outstanding jumper, whether it's 2, 4 or 6. So they are going to create pressure for whichever team they come up against. So CRNFC will have to make sure that they don't have to throw into too many lineouts today.
So inside the 22, Havelock Sports Club in with a chance. They would dearly love to finish this move with a try.
Jonathan Fernando will be eyeing up that blind side. And Habis get the shove on. It's important for Sia that they don't concede a penalty. Rifan now coming off the back. In goes Jaya Vikrama. Rifan now. Fajuddin opts to pass. Nice flat ball to Madhuanta. Here's Udara. Randita Varnapura has touched the ball a few times on the left wing today. Fajuddin puts his shoulder in. Rifan. Here's Udara at first receiver. Nice inside ball from Mushin Falil, but equally good defense from Ravin De Silva.
No.
Here's Udara Lakshan digging after that ball. Here's Shehan Silva. Getting in the way is referee Ravin Alexander. And Shehan Silva lined him up, and I'm sure Ravin Alexander's life flashed before his eyes for a second there.
Once again, quick ball from Havelock Sports Club. They're sticking to it, trying to break the line of defense for CR. Almost did through Sudesh Jaya Vikrama, but good marking there from Ravin to stop the big forward crashing through. But still, Havis with the ball and inside the half, inside their opponent's half. It's probably ideal for them, but need to somehow make sure that they convert this position to points.
This is a really good attacking scrum for Havelocks. Plenty of work on the blind side if they need it. Sia got their second shove on last time. Adisha Veeratunga will break off that blind side and try and stop this move. Beautiful work from Mushin Falil. And almost to the line.
Advantage, line offside.
CRNFC will give away that penalty.
Advantage, not rolling away.
2 penalties in fact, and that's the first try for Havelocks. We'll tell you who scored it in a moment. It was Sudesh Jaya Vikrama with the thundering run straight through the middle, completely untouched. He was dragged down a couple of meters short of the line, and it looks like it's Udara Lakshan who has scored that first try for Havelocks, and what a good try it was. It's been a long time coming. It's been 9 minutes coming, but it looked very much like Havelocks were the favourites to score.
Yes, it was coming, I think, earlier in the earlier phase. They tried that move. Yeah, take a look at this. It was an earlier phase that Sudesh broke through couple of tackles and carried the ball inside the 10 meter, and then from there on, with the scattered defense of CR, it was easy pickings for the big number 6 Sudhara to go over. So they come away with points, and that's what they would have loved at the beginning of the game. The conversion is through Samuel Madhuwanta, gets off the mark. That will lift his confidence. Shanaka coming back from a disappointing game against Kandy, and start off with 2 points. It wasn't a straightforward kick, but he managed to bisect the uprights and complete 7 points for Havelock. So it's Havelocks who drew first blood in this crucial encounter.
Yes, it was a really good try, well constructed as well. Havelocks looked really dangerous with the ball in hand, seemed to be finding the weak shoulders of most of the CR defenders and winning the collisions as well. So Havelocks have a justified 7 points on the scoreboard to their name, and CR will have to make sure they don't allow more of the same. As Samuel Madhuwanta, fresh after his conversion, after, as you rightly said, Ranjika, an average game in his hometown last week, will want to come back and show us that he is of real quality. So another line out coming for CRNFC. They've botched 2 of 2 already. Amit Gunasinghe had a decent outing the last couple of times, but now with Adisha Veeratunga back, it's like they're not really communicating as well.
Pressure is on CR after losing those couple of line outs. They need to get this right. Go short this time. Small fumble, but Amit comes away with it.
It looks like they've totally lost confidence in that line out, but it won't matter as they have the ball in their possession for the first time in this game.
It's a penalty, not rolling away.
And CR will force penalties from the opposition. That's Senal De Silva, who tried as hard as he could, and he looks pleadingly at the referee, but I think referee Alexander got that spot on. Doesn't matter if you try to roll away, if you trap the ball, then it really is your penalty away from you.
Murshid Zube with the penalty. Good distance on it, almost on the 22, maybe 30 meters away from the try lines. First time CRNFC in the Havelocks half, and with the ball in their hand, especially now, a chance for them to respond, and they would dearly love to break even with Havelocks early on, not let them get away with the game.
Ganitha Veerasinghe will be licking his lips here at the chance of trying to nick this line out as well. Shahan De Silva in the middle of that line out. Adisha Veeratunga. Really good work again. But closing the gap, says the referee. So Ganitha saw it but was a little too eager. Nasbir Fajuddin has gone down. I think he took his second row's knee to the face or the chest there, if you can see that again.
Yeah. I'm back on. The free kick for closing the gap. What do you want?
So closing the gap in the line out, you have to maintain that 2 meter gap all the way through.
Thanks, Atta.
You can't close the gap and then go up. So any young players watching, you have to jump from where your mark is. You can't come to the middle of the line out and then jump. So CR will have their first attacking opportunity now with this scrum.
Crouch.
Big front five for both teams, but Havelocks have showed can get a bit of a shove on. Faiz Abdullah on that tight head side for Havelocks, a really powerful player, Ranjika.
Indeed, but referee not happy with the binding, and going to Costa with the ball. Will play a crucial game, marshalling his troops. The experience, wealth of experience he has, will come into the fore in this game.
2 Pete Wrights against each other on that far side of the scrum. Senator Pereira against Faiz Abdullah. Don't think they played together, but did play for the same school. Kavindu De Costa now with a good pass out to Manil Karuberu with some wraparound work at the back. Murshid Zubair hangs on to it.
Now relax it.
Release the ball, says the referee. Dore does well to get his knees to the floor. Tenukanane Akkara to Navin Marasinghe.
No! You're on the pitch.
Let go, says the referee. Udara Lakshan lets go in the end. Doesn't agree with the call, but still have to let go. Amit Gurusinghe. Here's some face ball for CR to do something with. Nice draw and pass from both Rehan Silva as well as Murshid Zubair. Ravin De Silva finds it. Bit lateral now from CR. Still going. Senora Pereira, big ball carrier he is. We find that the going is not as easy in club rugby as it was in schools rugby. Here's the top try scorer of the season, Lasindu Ishan. Tips that ball back. But it's a knock forward, and that's not good enough from the experienced Lasindu Ishan. Should really have held that ball.
Yeah, tried to backflip it to the incoming player, but in the process lost control. But luckily for CR, have his knock on and give away position once again for CR inside the 22 now. So dangerous place for Havelocks if CR get their line right. I think it's going to be easy pickings for them with the talent that they have, the skill set in their line.
Karunatilaka got lucky there with that ball hitting a heavy's hand and then coming forward. It's really good stable scrum here. Karunatilaka gives it to De Costa. Here's a wraparound coming from Gamunu Chetia. Murshid Zubair can't hold it. Aryapala's pass was not a great one, but there will be a little bit of respite. You can see that move again.
It's the second time that Aryapala got the pass wrong. Even the early occasion, Zube barely held on to it, but this time it was behind him, and referee immediately sees the knock on, and Havelocks get out of jail. And a brilliant kick, I must say, that was from Samuel Madhuvant, if I'm not wrong. Straight away back into CR half. They'll have to defend this time.
Is that an offside call, Ranchika? I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Because I heard referee Robin Alexander say line offside, but Havelocks were defending, so not sure which line was offside. Straight over the top and catch CR napping. Eventually Shehan Silva dragged to the floor. And Rifan now under enormous pressure. The CR defense coming through in numbers. Here's Abdullah. Runs into his schoolmates.
Advantage. You are not rolling away.
Senator Pereira not rolling away. I thought that was a quick call.
Number 1.
Harsh call, I believe. Didn't take much time to roll away, but nevertheless, here's a look at that once again. Good contest there. The two Peterites going at each other. The two opposite numbers.
I thought Senator Pereira did as much as he could to get out of the way there and didn't block the ball, but referee Alexander was right on the spot. And as long as he's consistent and doesn't allow the players to flop all over, I think we'll see a nice, fast, open game.
Change of conditions as well, Shanaka. Suddenly we are seeing some clouds hovering around and a wind also blowing across the field, so that will help Havelocks to keep up their game. But they need to get this line out right first. Yes, they have taken it right. Going into contact. He's the try scorer, Udara. Here's the forwards getting in the faces, keeping the ball up close.
Ganidul Lakshan latching on. Good technique now from Havelocks. Fajreen it was. Under the posts. Jaya Vikrama. Good tackle on the younger Jaya Vikrama by Rehan Silva. Here's Janidu Fernando. Lays it back. Good quick ball. We have to say Havelock's ball presentation has been pretty good in this game. They're getting a lot of quick ball back to their nippy scrum half Rifan. Really good latch technique, breakdown technique from Havelocks. They're confident with the ball in hand. Abdullah. Soiru Anthony brings him to the floor. And here's Jai Vikrama now. Shehan Dias. With that little switch that Havelocks have been running since the start of this game. Rifan. Long ball across the face to Azmir Fajuddin.
You're going down.
Going straight over the top is the call. Udara Lakshan gives away a penalty and again will shake his head on the way back. And I think CRNFC can count themselves very lucky that they got a little assistance in that defense there from the heavies on rushes.
That penalized a couple of times on the ruck by referee Alexander, and this time it was a costly error from Udara, unfortunately giving away position to CR. CR was under the pump even in that lead up to that penalty. They're stuck inside the 22 for a couple of phases, but now Murshid Subeh with the clearance kick getting their team out of the 22.
That's Adisha Veeratunga managing to win the ball, but referee says play on in the face of that knock-on advantage. And it's knocked on the floor, and again an unforced error from Havelocks giving referee Fajuddin having a conversation with both the referee and the assistant just to try and milk a knock-on.
Yes, he was talking about that Count de Costa fumble. Alexander thought that it was from the foot, and he let the play carry on. But errors creeping in from the Havelock side, just not ideal for them, especially when they're in the attacking half, as Dikotsa feeds it in.
Karna Tilaka didn't really have a lot of conviction the way he broke off the back of that drum. Running straight into Shehan Dias. Here's Amit Gurusingha. Good carry from him. And now Kavindu De Costa finally gets a little bit of space to put Madhuanta under a little bit of pressure. And Madhuanta does well. Here's Jai Vikrama.
It's a gribbon.
Good rip from Sia, but Havelock still keep the ball. And here's the danger man, Sudesh Jai Vikrama. Musin Falil at first receiver. Good tackle by Senra Pereira, stopping Senal De Silva in his tracks, but the experienced flanker gets away and keeps going. Nice ball over the top to Shehan Dias. Here's Gamunu Chethi on his opposite number, Randita Varnapura. Coming straight through, Sia have a few numbers at that breakdown. Ruberu trying to counter-ruck, but Dias stays strong. Abdullah Faiz, good tackle from Senra Pereira. These two have each other's numbers in this early moments of this game. Udara Lakshan, nice little spin from him and a great pass to Sudesh Jai Vikrama, and Senal De Silva cannot believe that he has dropped that ball. A player of his quality, not used to being in so much space, Senal.
That was sleek from Udara, getting that offload to Sudesh Jai Vikrama, and maybe he can cut him some slack. It was on his knees, but in this level you are expected to hold on. It's an open field to run to for Senal Dilaka, but unfortunately loses control and gives away position once again. This is the third time that Heavies have given away position inside the attacking half for CR.
Havelocks sabotaging themselves with those errors. When you've done as much tough work in the breakdowns as Senal De Silva has, When you've got so much space in front of you, you can almost not believe your eyes, Ranjika. So that's probably why Senal lost that ball. Former triple winning Isipatana captain has captained the Park Club as well. He's been a loyal servant, one of the few players I think who has played only for one club in recent times.
Number 14.
That was Shehan Silva who gets penalized. That's an interesting call. Silva's shoulders were well below his hips.
Here's Subir once again. Chance for Subir to save his team, gain some yards. And a brilliant kick this time from Subir. Right into the 40 meter, inside the 40 meter of Havelock's half. It's probably the best kick he had in this game.
Out.
Lovely punt. I think he had a little bit of the wind to kick into, so the ball held up into the air. Looked for a moment like it might not reach the touchline, but it did. And this is a really important line out for both teams. For Havelocks just to really put some pressure on Sia, who haven't scored so far. Desha Veeratunga finally grabbing that ball. He had a hand injury, Ranjika, so that might be part of the problem why he's not confidently grabbing that ball at number 2. Ashan Darling thinks about the pass and goes himself. It's ripped beautifully. And Fajuddin grabs on. Here's Silva who gave away that penalty. Rifan. Now a little bit of space opening up. Sandesh Jayavikrama sees some open spaces. And Gamunu Chetia turns and goes back.
It's a penalty. Number 12. Number 12. Your man in front.
Number 12, Musin Falel in front of the kicker is the call from, probably got that from the assistant. We'll show you that again, hopefully. When Sudesh Jayavikrama's kick comes through.
This call from referee Atavara, supporting Alexander in his job, and these errors that I've been mentioning, Shanaka, I think is creeping in heavily for Havelock Sports Club at the moment, and it's hurting them a position.
Here's a replay. Musin Falin is in front and he continues with his run, clearly about 2 meters in front of Sudesh Jayavikrama. So not sure Murshid Zubair knew that when he put that little kick in. But I have to say Havelocks have been the better team for this first half hour of this game, Ranjika, but they have only themselves and their errors to blame.
Yes, squandered a lot of possession. But finally, another steal from Shehan Dias. Brilliantly done. The experienced flanker gets the ball away from CR.
Well, that was poor. Adisha Veeratunga did not have any protection from his teammates at all, as Samuel Madhuanta will gratefully thump this one all the way he can into the crowd to make sure that they can't take a quick throw in. But really scoring opportunity there for Sia Adisha Veeratunga, and you can see Soiru Anthony should really have gotten in there. Everybody's standing and watching, and Shehan Dias is the one who reacts first. Beautifully done by the former Wesleyite.
So Havis maintaining the dominance. Sia unable to get a couple of phases in at the moment. They're just unable to keep the ball in. Here comes Lasin Karunadilaka. Big hit on the try scorer. Sorry, Sinal Dilaka in that occasion. Now Tenu Kanaratna gives it to Murshid. Sube gets it back from Gamunu Chetia. It's a good play from the back three.
Manika Ruberu takes it inside the 22. Good interplay from those back three players. Navin Marasinghe now thundering it straight through. The only way he knows how he wants to get stuck in. Ruberu to Karunatilaka. Little bit of space now opening up for Adisha Veeratunga in the tram lines, but he's gone into touch.
Probably the best phase so far. Best attacking phase from CR. Gaining some yards into the 22. But Javi's good in defense, solid in defense, and not allowing CR to penetrate their defense line. Once again, that was Shandas with the tackle to push Adisha Veeratunga out of play. Having won the last two lineouts, I think Adisha will fancy his chances to steal here. But
Ganidhu is very light, Ranjika, so he's easy to go up. He's very quick in that number 2 position and won that line out beautifully. Under pressure as well. Havelock's just buying a little bit of time and a little bit of angle for their touch finder.
Hold!
Here's Samuel Madhuantha. Makes a terrible connection. And now we have a chance for Aryapala. Dore. Gamunu Chetia steps again. Stepping through, still going. 3.
Roll away! Advantage!
Havelock's defenders to bring him down.
Away.
Here it is again for Sia, but not rolling away is the call, and Gamunu Chetia for the first time touching that ball and making something happen.
Laji-baji.
Goal.
But Gamunu Chetia showing his skills. The flamboyant winger from St. Joseph's College. He was tipped to be one of the best in the country, but unfortunately couldn't reach his full potential. Playing a leading
My
role.
recommendation is yellow. Red number punching next thing showing. Recommendation card. Scrum cap number proper. Scrum cap number 1. Last one. No. I got offside in the Yata. Last one. No. Right? No, punching can ba? Punching kare. Okay.
Faiz Abdullah denying the allegations of referee Gihan Yatavara saying he didn't punch, but Gihan Yatavara very sure that he saw a punch going in from Faiz Abdullah. See if we can see it here. Watch Abdullah in the scrum cap coming into the play right about now from your
3 points. Okay.
The top of your screen.
Time back on. The 3 points.
Probably happens after this.
Penalty for not rolling away and a punching. Number 1.
Well, I think Faiz Abdullah's case for the defense is a strong one.
Harsh call, but going against Havelock's, and interesting decision from CR having the bigger number on the field, but opting to go for the 3 points.
Don't move!
With the kicking duties. Probably not so confident in their gameplay at the moment. They haven't been able to penetrate the Havelock's defense. But 3 points will help their cause at the end.
So I think it's just to settle the nerves, Ranjika, just to get on the scoreboard like a cricketer likes to get that first run. So that's probably why the bench have pointed to the sticks, and now they know that they have 10 minutes with a front row forward in the bin, and they might be able to really put some pressure on this Havi's forward pack.
Straightforward penalty for the former Peter Wright. And Havis will be feeling the pressure. Sandesh also going further down the field to make CR work deep inside their half as Di Costa opts to clear the lines away from his 40 meter.
You can see the pace of the game has caught up with Havelock's a little bit, Ranjika, and this is what coach Dushant Leuke will probably be hoping for, that the game will open out in the last few minutes, and the conditioning of his team will trump the conditioning of the Havelock's team. But the line out is certainly something that they will need to get right if they are to compete in this game. Lovely work from Ganithu Veerasinghe again. That pass from Rifan is not a good one. Mushin Falil shows and goes, but unfortunately for him, Madhuwantha runs into one of his own players.
Ideal place for CR to have a scrum feed. Centre field at the halfway mark. Perfect opportunity for them to penetrate this Havelock's defense while they are one man down as well, with Faiz Abdullah in the sin bin.
Havis don't have to make a change because Udara Laksan or Janithu Fernando is a front row player also. So he can move just from the third row into the front row, so they won't need to bring anyone on. Little bit of space now opening up for Thenuka Nanayakar. They go all the way back to Rehan Silva. Nice ball to Murshid Zubair, isolated a little bit, and good work there from Havelock. Samuel Madhuwantha was the man winning that penalty, and Ravin De Silva, who has his hands on his hips there, really needed to do better to get there, knowing where that move was likely to end up. The third row forward should have done better to help out their back three.
There's another chance gone begging for CR. Once again, the back line showing their prowess for CR. Look at this. Quick hands and sleek running from Gamru Chetia. Murshid Zube getting isolated, like you mentioned. Not enough support for the fullback, unfortunately. And Samuel Madhuwantha stealing the ball for Heavies.
A super tackle from Senal De Silva, you have to say, to bring Dore down there. And Madhuwantha right over the ball. Here's Udara. Still going. Big run from the hardy flanker for Heavies. Sandesh Chavikram now putting it deep. Murshid Zubair kicking it straight into the hands of Samuel Madhuwantha, who will put this one into touch.
Not what he intended for sure, Madhuwantha. Not even 10 meters from that kick. So giving away position inside his own half. Right decision, but just couldn't execute the kick properly. So another chance for CR. Maybe 6-7 minutes remaining in the sin bin for Faiz Abdullah. CR must make sure that they come away with some points before Havelock is back to 15.
It's a short line out and it's a crooked line out. Again, this is not good enough, and I think Coach Leuke will know that himself. Referees have been pretty strict on this not straight call, Ranjika, all throughout this season, and perhaps there are a few that they should let go, but that maybe wasn't one of them.
Another chance for Heavies to get out of jail. Crouch. Probably they would like to keep the ball in their position to run down the clock. 5 minutes remaining in the half. Same time remaining in the sin bin for Faiz Abdullah, I believe. Here's Udara, takes the ball from the scrum, gives it to Mushal Fadi, who goes into contact. Yes, Rifan gives it to Sandesh Chavikram, who thumps it down the pitch. But the bounce is in favor of Hafiz. Almost they managed to win it back. Here's Murshid Zube with the kick and chase, but Rifan right in the correct spot, gathers it, goes to ground and wins his team a penalty.
Well, that's an interesting call from referee Alexander. Murshid Zubair has a wry smile at the referee. I thought that tackle was below the shoulders. Be interesting to see that one again. It was a good chase. But Gamunuchethi allowing the ball to bounce, that was pretty dangerous. But good game management, I have to say, from Sandesh Jayawikram. He realizes that his team are a man down and he's thumping it forward at every opportunity that he's been given. This is the dangerous bounce, could have gone anywhere. And a bit of a hospital pass to Murshid Zubair. Makes a good chase. Doesn't commit to the play in the air. And really don't know what that penalty was for.
Going against Zubair, unfortunately, and I think we have Ravin De Silva on the floor, and the medical staff attending to him. 4 minutes remaining in the first half of this crunch game in the Nippon Paint Rugby League 2023-2024. CRNFC coming here, basically hosting Havis in this historic game. A lot of history in this encounter over the years. The two most premier clubs in Colombo, and even this season CRNFC having won all their games, coming here as favourites to win this, but it's Havelock Sports Club who have dominated proceedings. It's been the better team, especially in the first 20 or so minutes in the first half. But now it's all about game management for them, as they're one man down with Mohammad Abzal and in the sin bin. In this remaining minutes of the first half, they would ideally want to see this off and come back with a different plan maybe in the second half in how to beat this strong and confident CR outfit.
Some instructions from Danushka Putecha to Asmir Fajruddin, who conveys those instructions. But this is not looking good for Ravin De Silva. Really important player for CR. Important in the lineouts as well in the loose. Didn't see where that injury happened, but we really hope it's nothing serious. Stretcher is out, but that can sometimes not be an indication of how serious the injury is. They just want to get all the protocols right, make sure they don't aggravate anything. So let's hope that this is much worse than it looks. It looks much worse than it is, I should say. I'm sorry. For Ravin De Silva. Shia have plenty of replacements in that third row position. Randul Senivirata and of course Achit Radishan. But it'll probably be Shahan Kalaniagodu who comes on in this game. It's a really sad end to this Mathis Trophy encounter for Ravin De Silva, who looks like he probably won't be playing any more part in this game. Coach Leuke giving his own instructions, and the expressions on the face of Leuke and his manager Rohan Chintaka, former CRNFC Isipatana fullback, safe as houses under the high ball. It's been a fixture at this CRNFC club for many, many years. Leuke just saying it's 5 more minutes. We cannot afford to let Havelock score again. Ravin is being carried off to a round of applause from the gathered crowd, who still have not forgotten the traditions of rugby, to applaud an injured player as he's taken off.
We're back to resume play as Samuel Madhuanta is opting for a kick from the halfway mark. He's known for this in the school segment. Probably had several kicks 60 meters out from the uprights. Well within his range. And most importantly, game management, Shanaka, they're getting it right.
Absolutely. They're going to run down the clock here. make sure that Sia have to kick the ball back to them as well. Try to play out this half, and they'll be really happy if they can make sure that they go in with a 7-3 deficit. Strong wind blowing from the top left of your screen to the bottom right as Madhuanta kicks into that breeze. And the ball curves a little bit like a Mohammad Amir Yorker. Straight into that breeze that I was telling you about. So Sia should probably be a little bit more urgent than Havelocks at the moment to try and get this game going, but that injury seems to have cooled the legs down for a lot of these players.
Nanak Kara with the kicking duties. He goes long, right down the center. Straight to Samuel Madhuant, who gives it to Sandesh Jayavikrama. Brought down in the center field. Here's Rifan to Sudesh Jayavikrama, who gives it to Shanal Dilaga, carries it inside the 40 meter. Here's Rifan, changing direction now. Gives it to the try scorer, Udara.
You can't come in from side.
Coming from the side, says the referee.
Number 6.
Penalty for
Sideways.
CR.
Come through gate.
So another penalty from number 6, Udara Lakshan, has given away a few. Here's the ball again. Has Janidu Fernando, who takes it forward. Udara coming in straight from the side. Referee Robin Alexander right on the spot. There's absolutely no attempt to come through the gate. And Udara coming over the fence, or round the fence even, that time. And Sia will have one final opportunity in this half, Ranjika, that they must get on the scoreboard with.
Definitely. Should make sure that they go away with points, at least a penalty.
Last move before
ideally,
the
a try would
last move before the half time.
help their cause in this game.
Before the half time.
Take the lead going into the second half. But the line out will be key once again. They haven't been confident enough in the set plays. Indecision, but goes long. Soiru Anthony catches it, and it's another crooked throw from Amit. Second time. There's been a disappointing part of the game for CR. Probably not the right option with the wind, and also they haven't been confident enough in this line out. They're opting to go for number 6. It's a bit questionable.
Absolutely,
Number 2,
Ranjika, but I think they thought there was enough water under the bridge at the moment for Amit Gunasinghe. And we saw the wobble on that ball as it left his hand, so that's enough for Coach Deshant Luke, and he takes Amit Gunasinghe off and brings on Venura Kodagoda in the number 16 jersey. So it's an early substitution, and it's the line-out wars that have seen Amit Gurusinghe going to the bench early, and you can't blame the coach. He realizes what damage it's doing to his team.
Steady.
Venura, former Isipatana player.
Break. Boys. My call,
Straight away into a pressure situation for CRNFC. Still trailing, yet to penetrate this Havelock's defense. They'll be disappointed playing in their home turf with the crowd behind them. We were expected to take a good lead into the half, but it's not the case. As 40 minutes are up on our clock. It looks like it's the same for in Alexander's clock as well, as Davies will look to kick this out and go to Lemons. Probably the happier side of the two, Havelock Sports Club, going into the break with a slender lead of 4 points. But it's the manner on which they have dominated this game, Shanaka, I think, will boost their confidence going into the second half.
But you have to say that it has been Havelock's half. It's 40 minutes where they have completely dominated. That 7 points to 3 scoreline doesn't really show the dominance that Havelocks have had, Ranjika. I think they will count themselves quite unlucky that they go in with only a 7 points to 3 lead and not maybe at least one more try to the good. But you can see the body language as the teams go off into their huddles as well. Havelock's much more positive. CRNFC know that they're in for a bit of a shelling at that halftime huddle, but can they turn things around in the second 40 minutes, or can Havelocks go on to underline this dominance? That's what we'll find out in the next 40 minutes in the second half of this Matthews Trophy encounter. But we have highlights for you from the first half.
This kickoff from Sandesh Jayavikrama was earlier phase, and this was that run from Sudesh Jayavikrama that ended up with Udara barging over the try line for the first and only try in this first half for Havelocks. Here's that push, easy as you like it from close quarters. There was no stopping the second rover who barged over, and it was converted by Samuel Madhuanta. He's played a key role in this first half with the kicking duties, has done a decent job. And this was that incident where Faiz Abdullah was shown, just given the marching orders from Alexander. Probably a harsh call, but that paved way for the only points CR could muster in this first half was a 3-pointer from Tenukunana Ekara. So it remains 7 points to 3 with the Park Club leading against the host. As we go to the break, we'll go to a short commercial break. At the other side, you'll have live action from the second half from Longdon Place.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. The history maker of sport. Innovative, incomparable, unleashing an experience. The Papare TV. Now exclusively on Dialog TV channel number 126, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
Smashed him for 6. Richardson knocks him over. Magnificent catch. Falk. He gets all of it.
KFC Big Bash League 2023.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Season 1, Danuma. Season 2, Charitavaliya. Season 3, Krida Viplava.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around and eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
8 contenders, 1 champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog TV Channel 126, Dialog ViU app and ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Smashed him for 6. Big bombs. Myers and go. Richardson knocks him over.
You in the big league.
Celebration. He is fired up.
Big leagues now.
Magnificent catch.
You in the big leagues now.
Taken.
Big leagues now.
Heroic. He gets all of it.
The biggest bash of T20 cricket is here. KFC Big Bash League 2023.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ක්‍රීඩා විකාශනයේ මෙතෙක් අත් නොවිති නම් වෙතම අත්දැකීම් සමගින් ක්‍රීඩා ටෙලිවිෂනයේ සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය The Papare TV Dialog Television නාලිකාංක 126 ඔස්සේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව.
Club Rugby is back on the Papare. Eight contenders, 1 champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog TV Channel 126, Dialog ViU app and ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around and eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around and eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2.
සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය The Papare TV 126 ඔස්සේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ක්‍රීඩානාලිකාව.
Live on the Papare TV, Dialog TV Channel 126, Dialog ViU app and ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
The history maker of sport. Innovative, incomparable, unleashing an experience. The Papare TV. Now exclusively on Dialog TV channel number 126, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
Smashed him for 6. Richardson knocks him over. Magnificent catch. Havelock. He gets all of it.
KFC Big Bash League 2023.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Season 1 දැනුම, Season 2 චරිතාවලිය, Season 3 ක්‍රීඩා විප්ලව.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here, presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
8 contenders, 1 champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog TV Channel 126, Dialog ViU app and ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Smashed him for 6. Big bombs. Myers at a go. Richardson knocks him over.
You in the big league.
Celebration. He is fired up.
Big leagues now.
Magnificent catch.
You in the big leagues now.
Take it.
Big leagues now.
Heroic. He gets all of it.
The biggest bash of T20 cricket is here. KFC Big Bash League 2023.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ක්‍රීඩා විකාශනයේ මෙතෙක් අත් නොවිති නව්‍යතම අත්දැකීම් සමගින් ක්‍රීඩා ටෙලිවිෂනයේ සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය The Papare TV Dialog Television නාලිකාංක 126 ඔස්සේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව.
Club Rugby is back on the Papare. Eight contenders, one champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog TV Channel 126, Dialog ViU app and ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
The new year will be met with fanfare. No one's going to sleep. There'll be fireworks all around. And eat all kinds of food. Even ice trays will be in short supply. No stone will be left unturned. The first T20 challenge of the new year is here. Presenting DP World ILT20 Season 2. Live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Welcome back to live pictures here at Longton Place. Apologies for that little break that we had. CRNFC have just scored in the corner and we suffered a power outage for a good 7 minutes of that second half, and apologies to all our viewers, but we are back live now. Senukanana Kara to convert the try scored by Gamanu Chetia on the right hand side. Chatura Seniviratna and Murshid Zubair with really good hands, Ranjika, to put that try in there.
Yes, Chatura Seniviratna making the field, replacing Randy Silva. And already making an impact for CR. The conversion is not through, but it takes CRNFC into the lead, and you could clearly see a change of attitude, a change of show of intent from CR from the beginning of the second half. You can see them all fired. It was lacking in the first half. They were a bit lackluster, I would say. But now they are back to their best, and hopefully they can turn this around.
Yes, I think a lot of the CR players with one eye on that Kandy game next week, but that won't mean anything if they don't win today, and I think they've been reminded of that in no uncertain terms in their huddle. Coach Leuke and De Costa will not mince any words when they have to get that message across, as Kavindu De Costa, under no pressure, puts this up towards the halfway mark.
It's a good clearance, and also news from Valisara is that Kandy is running right against the Sailors, 36 points to 7. It stands already a bonus point secured in that game. So Kandy has announced their mark in this tournament for sure. As Avis get ready for another line out.
Fajreen has been good for this first 50 minutes of this game, and will hope that Surya Dodangada, who's just come in, will carry on the good work as Ganindu Veerasinghe was doing in the first half. Here's Udara Lakshan, monstered in the tackle by Venura Kodagoda and Tenukanana Kara. Nice inside ball, but this time they're alive to the threat. And Senura Pereira smashes his teammate Sudesh Jayavikrama into the floor and forces the knock-on.
You can see the fire within the home side. See, they are upright finally in this second half.
Red number one. Red number one.
Referee Alexander.
Red number one.
No
high tackles, please. Penalty only.
CR skipper. Senura Pereira getting a warning, I believe.
It's a penalty for high tackle. Number one.
Yes, high tackle, says the referee against Senura Pereira, but it didn't warrant a yellow card. It was just a warning.
I think that's good consistency from the referees. Senura Pereira is a tall lad. If you can see that again, that tackle I'll show you exactly what happened. It didn't bend enough, and this is what tall players need to start doing. This is a modern game. You've got to bend at the waist to make sure you don't go in for a penalty.
White number 7.
So 5 men in the line out for CR. And Surya Dodangoda, the former Isipatana player, outstanding line out exponent in the schools game. Hasn't made his mark yet in the club game, but still early doors for him. It's just his second season. Fajuddin look for his target man. Nicely done by Dodangoda in the front. Jai Vikram, a nice inside switch to Udara Lakshan. They're ready for him though.
No!
Beats one man, but not the second. It's good counter-rucking. Navin Marasinghe joins, but a little too late. Here's Sudesh Jayavikrama. And the quick hands from Samuel Madhuvantha don't find their mark.
Option. What do you want? There's a forward pass and line
He's
out.
under the pump early on in the second half, and CR rightfully opting for a scrum. They've been weak in their lineouts. As we take a look at that one more time. So there's two Samuel Madhuvantha who tried to give it to Randita Varnapura, who's in the wings. But unfortunately, the rush defense of CR caught him off guard, and he lost position of the game, giving away a scrum for CR in their own half.
Set! 3, 2, 3, 4, steady now!
Important passage of the game here as we go into the last half hour.
Hold.
CR haven't really made inroads apart from that try as Chatura Seniviratna. The back of the scrum puts this high up in the air, but it's gone with the wind. And will it bounce infield? No, it doesn't.
What do you want?
Goes all the way back. So Chatura playing with the wind at his back. Will need to make sure he finds his bearings early on, as they have to come back about 60 meters in fact for that scrum for Havelocks.
Thumping kick and not going in favor of CR, unfortunately. Chatura Seniviratna playing his first game of the season, brought in as an experienced chap, having played in several clubs throughout his career in club rugby.
They've played their hand early, haven't they, Ranjika? The ECR bench bringing him on so early. Thought maybe they would give him half an hour, 20 minutes, but they brought him on at half time, which I thought was brave. They made another early change. Venura Koda coming on for Amit Gunasinghe, who was having a miserable day with the line-out throws. CR will need to scrum well. Rifan. Here's Sudesh Jayavikrama, a lovely little show and go from him. Always breaking the first tackle, showing a lot of promise, the young Pete Wright. There's a little bit of space now opening up for his elder brother. Here's Janindu. Brought to ground by Arya Pala. CR have not been allowed too many opportunities at the breakdown today, despite having some good breakdown merchants. Offside is the call, and Manil Kuruberu was a man who might have come up a little too close. Rifan.
Still on.
Shehan Silva, but
pass, going back to the penalty.
offside call, so no advantage as referee Alexander calls for the penalty.
Okay.
Heavy's finally gaining some control in this second half. As Janidu is getting back to his feet off your camera. Heavy's number 8 have played a decent game so far for the Park Club.
Time back on.
But this time it's Heavy's opportunity.
And offside. Number 12.
And they are going for points. Asmir Fajuddin. Points at
number 12. Line offside.
Points at the uprights. Janit Chandimal. It is Janit Chandimal. He's come on to the field for the second half. Will be given the kicking duties.
It's a fairly easy kick, I have to say. And Janit Chandimal shouldn't have too much trouble knocking this over, which will give Havelocks a slender 2-point lead going into the last quarter of this game. The wind has pretty much died down at this particular moment, but it should pick up again. It's been sporadic. And straight through the middle goes the kick from Janit Chandimal, his first contribution off the bench.
37.
He's back in the lead with a 2-point deficit. Easy kick, like you mentioned, Shanaka, right through the center it goes. And CR again find themselves trailing. It began with that Chatura Senaviratna kick, which went over the deadline. And it ended up with 3 points as he kicks a good high-hanging kick gathered by the opposite captain, Asmir Fajuddin, who goes to ground.
Good tackle by Adisha Veeratunga on the heavy skipper. And Rifan stays at scrum half in this game. Sandesh Jayavikrama to Sudesh. Now a little bit of space opening up for Randita.
No, release it! It's knee down, release it!
Release it is the call from Ravin Alexander once the player got his knee down. And here's Surya Dodangoda. Again, good continuation from Havelocks. Janit Chandimal finds a little bit of space to thread the ball through. Thenuka Nanayakkara hoists it high.
Knock back.
Ball is knocked back, says the referee. Serura Pereira does well to get the big prop.
No.
Outstanding work from the big man. And the other big man, Navin Marasinga, running a little laterally. You'd expect him to go straight through the middle. And the kick put in by Chatura Senaviratna. Gamunu Chetia thought he had it, but the little man, Rifan, showing that height is not a factor if you've got heart. And managed to win that battle in the air.
Almost, Gamunu Chetia almost got to that ball. It was good thinking from Chatura Senaviratna to opt for that chip over the defense line. And he almost executed it perfectly with Gamunu Chetia running in. But Rifan committing to it and saving his team again from trouble. Asmir Fajuddin was on the ground for some time, holding onto his shoulder, but he looks to be okay to carry on. Got a big hit from Senura Pereira earlier in the earlier phase. Looks to be okay to carry on, and immediately called in for the scrum.
So, few players down for Havelocks.
Change.
Irfan Mohammed, this occasion,
Change.
he looks to be in trouble and will probably be subbed off as Ravin De Silva makes way. From Peter Wright, not been given the responsibility to start the games as yet. The Nippy scrum half. Again, a couple of pounds after he left school.
Rifan's last contribution was a good one. Ranjika, he saved a certain try for his team.
That's fine, immediate.
Was sacked. The maul was sacked quickly. Here it is for Manil Karuber, who takes a bit of a juggle but manages to hold on. Gamunu Chetia. Here's Murshid Zubair. Cutting infield is Aryapala. Still going but held on for dear life by Musin Falil, who makes a good tackle. Here's Vikum. Kavin Sri Vikum in the number 17 jersey. Rolls a few too many times and doesn't let the ball go.
Just creeping in from both the sides at the moment, and fatigue also kicking in, especially for the heavies. You can see shoulders down and hands on their hips, but they need to power through. They need to see off this game if they want to keep their top 4 hopes alive. And for CR on the other hand, if they want to give it a shot against the Candy outfit, the reigning champions, they must make sure that they remain undefeated as they face the champions next week.
Okay.
But first, they must make sure that they win this game in order to be in contention.
Fajruddin has gotten up from the wars, and Dodangoda beaten to the post that time by Adisha Viratunga. 2 Isipathanians battling it out at number 2.
You can't handle it. It's a ruck ball. It's a ruck ball.
The veteran versus the youngster. The veteran getting the better of the exchange on that occasion, but I'm sure the youngster will be back.
Solid ruck form.
Chatura Senivaratna entrusted the touch kicking duties.
Numbers. 4, 5, 5. Alright, can I gun?
5-man line out for CR. Has improved a little bit since Kodagoda came on, the former Pathanian. Marasinga with a good lift in the front. Taken at the back by Di Costa. Coming bursting through was Murshid Zubair. Vasindu Vishan acting as scrum half. Little bit of space for Gamanu Chetia. Cutting into the field of play. Nice incisive run from the winger.
Advantage for line offside.
Offside is a call from referee Ravin Alexander, and a penalty coming. Here's Manil Karuberu. Nice hands and
advantage
good go from Murshid Zubair again as he gives Aryapala some space. Aryapala sensibly hanging on to the ball.
No, your hands on
and
the
getting in behind the
hands
defense. Now CRNFC with their tails up. Senura Pereira, they're quickly up on him. Good tackle by Musin Falil. Here's Tenukanane Akkara wrapping around. Little bit of space for Manil Karuberu. Ruberu taking it to the line. Looks like he might have scored. Just knocked forward. Play on is the call by the referee. Manil Karuberu screaming for it, but now Havelocks have it and they throw the ball into touch, and that should be a penalty.
Ball turn on hari. Turn on hari. Meeting nothing if you line out. Try go to the ball.
Right. Any offensive try is okay. Right? For the first team, please try. No decision. Okay. Thank you. No. Yeah.
And the try has been awarded. I thought Manil Karuberu did get it down, even though it was untidy. We'll show you that again. And referee was on the spot. In any event, it would have been a penalty to CRNFC. But if we can show you that try, we'll show you exactly where Ruberu did get it down despite the defense.
It was well and truly over the try line. It's just the grounding that we must have a look at. Manil Karuberu.
Thank you.
Breaking the defense line, carrying the tackler with him to the try line. But referee Alexander was unsure about the grounding, but he found the support. He wanted the support from the assistant referee, who assured referee Alexander of the grounding and awarded the try to CRNFC. I think a deserving try for CR. They've been brilliant from the beginning of this second half. And the conversion from Chatura Senivaratna has the legs, but not the direction. Another 2 points gone a begging for CR. Nevertheless, they're back in the lead.
Here's Tenakanania Karu wrapped around. Here's Ruberu. Little bit of a disturbance with the players on the floor. That's
22.
where we thought he got it down.
22.
Need some slow motion replays there for sure. But the assistant referee on the
10,
spot.
10.
And now Sandesh Jayavikrama rather giving way to the very experienced Chanaka Chandimal. Another CRNFC player. Played many years for the Air Force also.
Play.
Makes it long. Kavita Di Costa under it.
Taken out, taken out!
And he immediately finds touch. Oh, cardinal error there. Didn't see that he was outside the 22. That's going to cost them.
Well, that was a mistake from Kavita Di Costa. Here we go. Thought we got it down there. But we didn't see the best angles there. Kavita Di Costa might have taken a step outside the 22 and then gone back in. That's what referee Alexander said. Shan Dias with a moving ball, and Fajuddin for the first time today
come down.
Doesn't find his mark without a little bit of laterality.
And the team needed him the most to get it right. He doesn't. The captain, Azmir Fajuddin. It was a gift given from Kavita Di Costa to have that line out inside the 22.
Number 2.
Unfortunately, Azmir with the cricket throw, and he's
you are the leader.
taken off immediately.
So they'll clap him off for sure, the Havelock's home crowd, because he's had a good game. Fajuddin led the team well. He had them in the lead for most of this game, but I think fatigue had maybe caught up with him. And they've replaced him with Nepal Autakorala.
Set. Steady. Hold.
The scrums have been good today, well contested but well held by both defensive sets of forwards as well. Bit of a juggle by Dinupa. But now they give it to Randita Varnapura, who's anxious to show CRNFC they were wrong to let him go. Chanaka Chandimal. Here's Dodangoda.
Now release it, release it. Play on, play on.
Udara Lakshan. Ball went backwards. Here's Chandimal. Into the heavy traffic. Senura Pereira getting in there and making the unglamorous tackle. Surya Dodangoda.
High tackle, going up.
High tackle is a call from referee Ravin
Starting
Alexander.
in, going up.
Surya Dodangoda had bent very far down. Let's have a look at that again. Could Adisha Viratunga has done anything different? Yes, he could. It's a tough one if the ball carrier drops his body height. How far do you have to go down is the call. And this is where referees need to make sure that they make those calls when there's really no option for the defensive player, or if the defensive player is a little lazy.
It's a mark, yeah.
Meanwhile, Kushan Tarandu has also made it to the field for CR. Some fresh legs in the bin, but the line out again, a fumble, but Havi's come away with it. Here's Mushin Fali going into contact, held up, lets the ball loose. Ravin De Silva with the chip back.
No!
Going into the ground. Referee says play on, and a steal from Chatura Seniviratna at the halfway mark. Here's Kavita Di Costa going for the grubber. Ravin De Silva gathers it. This is good rush defense from CR, putting Heavies under immense pressure at the moment inside their own half.
CR swarming all over that loose ball. Johnny Fernando trying to recover something. Ravin De Silva goes all the way back for Janit Chandimal. And the chase is no good, but they're playing quickly. Here's Kushan Tarindu. Here's Murshid Zubair. Looking for the pass to Chatra Seniviratne. Seniviratne standing tall, but the ball is ripped off him by Dinesh Seniviratne. Good work by the young DS player. Senura Pereira now.
Number 19 offside.
Here it is for Manilka Ruberu. Good work from
Number 19.
Janindo Fernando there.
Number 19.
Now they have opportunity to go for post CR. What will they do?
Murshid Zubair takes the ball. Still indecisive. Looks like they are going for touch. Brave call, must say, with little over 15 minutes probably remaining.
Taken quickly that time by Kushan Tarindu, was the man who made the dash. Thought there was space wrapping around on the outside, but Dinupa Seniviratne took that ball off Chatru Seniviratne very easily. Like a pickpocket in a bus, I would think.
It's a ball!
Better protected that time by Adesha Veeratunga, and that's a try. Held up is the call.
Held up with the ball. With the ball.
Lasinda Vishan insists that he placed it before it was grabbed by the defense. We'll see if you can show you that one again.
Held up ball. Heavy play.
Lasindu was so sure of it. He's still looking bemused at
the
the assistant referee. Not really happy with that outcome. But it was a dashing run. Look at this. Easy as you like it. Easy shot there. The collapse in defense of Heavies. I don't quite not sure how it was held up, but nevertheless the decision stands as Murshid Zubair gives it to Teneko Nanekar. Now to Chatru Seniviratne, looking for options, goes into contact, brought to ground and stolen once again. This time Dinupa, for the second time running, steals it from Chatru Seniviratne.
Advantage over!
Adesha Seniviratne and Kushan Tarindu. Dinupa Seniviratne with an important chase. Holding on is the call. Adesha Veeratunga did brilliantly to get back, but my goodness, CRNFC are living dangerously.
That's inexperience for you, Shanak. I think Kushan Tarindu, first season in the Clark Rugby scene, waiting for the ball to bounce is it's a big risk that you are taking, especially when you're chasing like that. Look at that. If only Ravin Dinupa Seniviratne had some support, that would have been curtains for CR.
Well, this is a dangerous ball across the face of the post. Randita Varnapura does really well to rescue it. But he was isolated. Can't blame him for that. Well, this time they're opting for it. They were pretty sure they scored the last one. So I'm not sure why they're not going for touch here, Ranjika.
Wayward pass there to Chanaka Chandimal. And the rush defense once again, CR making sure that they don't give any room whatsoever for Heavies to work their way and earning them the penalty. It will be Chatru Seniviratne with the duties of converting this to points, taking that lead to 6 points.
Breeze just picking up Again, it's blowing from the top of your screen to the bottom. Chatra will have to read this.
No.
Doesn't pull it across enough, and I think this is an error in judgment by the CRNFC management. Ranjika entrusting so much to Chatra Senivaratne in his first game back after a long time. Tenuka Nanayakkara has been cricking pretty well. He's a top point scorer of the season, and they can't pin their hopes on a player who's been away from their system for so long.
There are so many options, Shan, in this CR outfit. Tenuka Nanayakkara, Murshid Zube, even Kushan Tarindu fresh off from a school season. But opting to go with Chatra Senivaratne, costing them dearly. Here's Kushan. Gives it to Murshid Zube. No options, no way through there for the fullback. But he carries the ball forward, keeps it. Here's Di Costa. Gives it to Venrako Dagode.
It's Costa again, Tenuka. Here's Lasindu Vishan. Smashes into the Havelock's defense. Janit Marasinghe. We haven't seen too much of him in this game.
High tackle.
High tackle is the call. Not sure how anyone can go high on Janit Marasinghe. Lovely hands from Murshid Zubair.
No advantage.
The rush defense from Dinupa Senivaratne is very good.
Yeah.
And there's no advantage coming, so Sia will have another penalty. Probably have to go for touch here, and you can see in his conspicuous pink shirt, Dinuk De Silva Vijayaratne, who's part of the CR management, pointing to the posts on the touchline. It's a good kick from Murshid Zubair.
Thanks, Jatta.
Little over 8 minutes remaining on the clock. Here's the try that was not given. It was held up. Was a call from referee. Initially, he thought that it was a try, but later he decided
Number 1 CR.
to call it as it was held up. Lasindu clearly disappointed with that call.
Well, we couldn't see the ball from where we were sitting, but looked very much like Karunatilaka didn't have anyone under him. It's an untidy line-out win. But Gamunu Chetia coming in. And here's Kushan Tarindu. Can he see him off? Yes, he can. And the try is good. Good delaying of the pass by Murshid Zubair there. And Kushan Tarindu hitting that short pass at pace and making an important contribution off the bench.
That will do a world of good for the youngster, playing his first season in the club rugby arena. Kushan Tarindu fresh off from a successful season at St. Peter's College. There's nothing much for him to do, actually. The work was done by the back line. Yes, Kambu Chethi and Murshid Zubair delaying that pass, making Janit Chandimar come to him and opening up the space out wide for Kushan Tarindu to charge down. It was easy pickings for him.
Captain again.
And that will surely put CR on top and favourites to win this game now.
Still had plenty to do, Kushan Tarindu, when he caught that ball. Put in a good fen. And think that finishing will have his coaches' hearts in their mouths, because it was a one-handed finish and pretty risky. Tenuka Nanayakkara has been restored to the kicking duties, and it comes off the posts. So, a 2-point cushion has been missed for 3 of the tries, Ranjika. So that's 6 points that they've left on the park.
Also, Shanaka, 3 tries for CR now. They'll be looking to that bonus point try to keep closer to the Candy points tally. Kaido Di Costa with the clearance once again. I think he has had a good game for CR, controlling. Apart from that error from where he kicked from outside the 22, I think he has done a decent job for CR in this crunch game. He has turned up as an experienced lad for the Longden Place club.
So have looked a different team in this second half. Clearly whatever was said at the huddle and the threat of Fitness Monday probably have lit a fire under their chairs.
What do you want? Three and a half.
That throw was, I think it was the wind that didn't help Nepal Atakorala at all.
Crouch!
So Sia have that 8-point gap now.
Sit! Steady! Steady! Okay. Okay. Advantage. Going down.
Nice wraparound move from Kavindra Costa, but the pass is not accurate to Kushan Tarindu Murshid Zubair.
No advantage. Going back to the penalty.
They'll come back for the penalty, so this is an important decision for CRNFC. Lasindu Karunatilaka screaming for them to go to touch. And joining us in the commentary box, Ranjika, our good friend, back from the UK, watching club rugby back again, doing some important work for his school, Zahira. Sabir Kader, back with us. Sabir, been watching this game. Welcome back. How is it to be watching this derby match back in Sri Lanka in the heat?
Oh, I must say there's no love lost between these two teams, Shanaka. I know you're a typical Reds fan, but the scoreboard says you're a happy man. Even I can see that. It was a helter-skelter first half in terms of Sia's forwards been really exhausted, but as we speak, let's move on to this driving maul. Almost Sia edging towards the bonus points. Right, can we score and finish this Matthias Trophy in style? Almost. And there we go. What a treat for that Shanaka, being a Sia fan too.
Well, that's the bonus point. Lasindu Ishan Karunatilaka will not add to his tally, but he won't mind as Sia get the bonus point. And we were talking earlier in this game, Sabir, about Havelock's approach to this match. They came at a hell of a pace in the first few minutes, and there was always a question as to whether they could keep that pace up in this game.
Absolutely, indeed. I was watching the first half from the old pavilion side, Shanaka, but Havelock's completely dominated in terms of attack. Sia was all they did was defense. And but my words, I don't know what's the message Dushan Liuke had on his halftime break, but this looks like a complete different CRNFC, and this is a clear message for Kandy next week.
I think he would have threatened them with shuttle runs on Sunday morning if they didn't come away with a win, Sabir. But as Sedukananayakara lines up probably the easiest conversion of the day, a lot of work cut out for you with big centenary celebrations coming up.
Absolutely, indeed, Shanaka. We witnessed CRNFC with their centenary event. And that's the full time. We'll come back to that.
Well, full time here, 78 minutes on our clock, but the referee's clock is what matters. And Sia, in the end, pulling off a bonus point victory, which looked unlikely at halftime. Looked very much like Havelock with the team in ascendancy, but as we thought, Havies couldn't keep up that pace for the 80 minutes. They managed to keep it up for about 50 minutes. And Chathra Seneviratna, a celebrated return to club rugby. He will want to get a few things right in this next week of training before they go into the Kandy game. But it brings two unbeaten teams into the clash next week.
Yes, ultimately CR prevailing at their home ground, keeping the unbeaten tag alive, most importantly, and also that bonus point, Shanaka. That is a key factor coming into that Kandy clash next week. I think they'll be really happy with this performance in the second half. They managed to turn it around, and also it's time for us to choose the man of the match as well. A couple of contenders from AS. Sandro Pereira doing the hard yards as the forward, played throughout the 80 minutes, and I think he did a wonderful job for CR in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Ranjika, he was outstanding. Gave away one penalty, but they scrummed really well and gave up a lot of defensive meters as well, chasing the ball everywhere. So I think it's a deserved Man of the Match award, Black Knight Player of the Match award for Senra Pereira. Sabir, you were saying a lot of things going on at the moment and lots to look forward to in this upcoming year for Zahira College in particular.
Absolutely, indeed. We are hosting a Centenary Sevens, Shanaka, on 2nd and 3rd March at the Racecourse ground. Rather, we have invited few international schools as well from the Europe, from Asia Rugby as well. We did visit Asia Rugby head office and spoke to the president Kaisal Dalai, and they are really happy and provide all their support in terms of Sri Lanka Rugby's development. And also, we are planning to do coach-to-coach tour in June, July, just before the season, to carry our centenary week here community, and hopefully with Leicester Tigers players, perhaps Ben Youngs, maybe Andre Pollard could join. We are waiting for that confirmation, and our target is to get reactivated the GIR, which is known as Get Into Rugby concept, but it has to be a sustainable concept that we have created. So hopefully Zahira is not only the school going to be benefit, but Sri Lanka Rugby as a whole, Chanaka.
Well, lots to look forward to, Sabir, and it will be nice to have Andre Pollard at World Cup winner in Sri Lanka. I'm sure that will drum up a lot of interest. But full time here at Longden Place, 25 points to 10, CRNFC winning this game after what looked like a dominant performance from Havelocks, but it was a game of two halves. Havies leading 10 points to 3 at halftime. And in the end, it's 7 points to 3 at halftime. I have to correct myself, but in the end, 25 points to 10, a blitz of a second half performance from CRNFC. And in the end, it was nicely done by the home team, who win the bonus point and keep the pressure on Kandy, who also have the bonus point from their win against Navy at Valisura today.
So point differentiates the two teams, two unbeaten teams. As we take a look at the second half highlights, Janit Chandimal getting that 3 points for Heavies, the only points they secured in this second half, and after that it was all CRNFC with this try from Surya Dodangoda. It was initially not given, but after consulting the assistant referee, it was awarded to CR, and that started the onslaught for CR in this second half. Conversion was not through from Chatura Seneviratne, playing his first game in the season, and then came this massive rolling maul at the death of the game by Lasindu Karunatilaka, who was initially scored a try. This was a try that was held up, I beg your pardon, and Lasindu was not happy with the call, but unfortunately referee Alexander thought it was held up. And then there were a couple of opportunities for Havelocks, especially this one. Slight misjudgment from the young Kushan Tarindu, letting Heavies gain position inside the attacking half. But then Kushan Tarindu immediately responded with this scintillating try from the back line, fending off the final defender and touching down one-handed finish from the flamboyant youngster Kushan Tarindu. That was a third try for CR, and then they tipped it off, icing on the cake at the final minute of the game. The marauding rolling maul, which went all the way, maybe 20 or so yards over the try line by Lasindu Karunatilaka. It wasn't Lasindu Karunatilaka, it was actually Vendra Kodagoda, the try scorer for CRNFC, and the conversion was through from Tenuka Nanak Kara to finish off the game on a high. 25 points to 10, the final score. 4 tries for the home side with 1 conversion and 1 penalty, while Havelocks only managed to get a solitary try, a conversion and a penalty. And your Black Knight player of the match is the big Senura Pereira for CRNFC.
Here's next week's fixtures. Havelocks will take on Navy at Havelock Park. Police taking on Air Force will want to try and make their way into the top 4. That's at Police Park. Army taking on CH at Panagoda. Difficult away fixture for CH. And of course, Kandy taking on Sia at Nithavala. That's live from Kandy. And we'll be bringing you all those games on ThePapare.com next week.
Deciding week next week, the final week of the first round of games, as we head to the final round with 2 unbeaten teams, Kandy and CR, and also places up for grabs in the top 4 as well.
Lots to look forward to next weekend as we bring you all that live action on ThePapare.com and of course on Dialog Television. Thanks a lot for joining us for this live broadcast of this Nippon Paints Rugby League 23-24, brought to you by Black Knight as well. We will bring you much more action in the upcoming week. Until then, from Ranjika and myself, it's bye for now.
8 contenders, 1 champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog TV Channel 126, Dialog ViU app and ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Protect your home from harmful bacteria. Nippon Paint Medifresh, a powerful combination of silver and zinc ions. Nippon Paint, the coatings expert.
Spicy fun vibe Rugby කරන්න beat එක remake කරන්නට වෙන්න හදවත බාවලා යන්න කින්නර fashion කරන්න fun උතුරන්න කොතුමි කික්කි කොල්ලන්න cream කොතුමි fun තමයි.
Hey, have you heard about Z?
Z. We KYC.
Easy.
Mobile banking. Crazy.
Education loans and salary advances.
Amazing. Introducing the Digital Youth Account. NDBZ. NDBZ from NDB Bank. The future is banking on us.
The largest paint supplier of Japanese vehicles. Original equipment manufacturer approved, Max Premila 2K is the most premium quality auto refinishing solution you will ever need.
Smashed him for 6. Big bombs. Myers at it go. Richardson knocks him over.
You in the big league.
Celebration. He is fired up.
Big leagues now.
Magnificent catch.
You in the big leagues now.
Take it.
Big leagues now.
Heroic. He gets all of it.
The biggest bash of T20 cricket is here. KFC Big Bash League 2023.
Club Rugby is back on the Papare. Eight contenders, one champion. Nippon Paint Rugby League, 1st December onwards. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog TV Channel 126, Dialog ViU app and ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Hey, have you heard about Z?
ZZ. KYC.
Easy.
Mobile banking. Crazy.
Education loans and salary advances.
Amazing. Introducing the Digital Youth Account. NDBZ. NDBZ from NDB Bank. The future is banking on us.
Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Introducing NeosPay, a fun way to make payments from your Neos app. For the fun of paying, hashtag NeosPay.
Hey, have you heard about Z?
ZZ. KYC.
Easy.
Mobile banking. Crazy.
Education loans and salary advances.
Amazing. Introducing the Digital Youth Account. NDBZ. NDBZ from NDB Bank. The future is banking on us.
Hot and spicy fun by Rugby Barakaranga. Beat a remake Karanga Tavina. Havelock Bawalayan, give me a fashion Karanga. Fun Turana, Kottumi Kiki Kolena. Prima Kottumi, Fantamai. Spicy fun by Rugby Barakaranga. Beat a remake Karanga Tavina. Havelock Bawalayan, give me a fashion Karanga. Fun Turana, Kottumi Kiki Kolena. Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
Smashed him for 6. Big bombs. Myers at it go. Richardson knocks him over.
You in the big league.
Celebration. He is fired up.
Big leagues now.
Magnificent catch.
You in the big leagues now.
Taken.
Big leagues now.
Heroic. He gets all of it.
The biggest bash of T20 cricket is here. KFC Big Bash League 2023.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.